Right now at 10, we're live in Vermilion Parish. A heavy police presence in Gueydan. What we've learned coming up.
New at 10, a grand jury weighs in on an officer-involved shooting in Lafayette. Plus, thinking crawfish for the weekend, we'll have the Crawdac Index, a look at crawfish prices in the hub city.
Live from the KATC TV3 studios, this is Acadiana's News Channel at 10.
And good evening, everyone. Off the top tonight, a portion of Highway 91 in Vermilion Parish is blocked because of a heavy police presence.
That's near Highway 14 in Gueydan, where police tell us a person is barricaded inside of a home. 3 is on the street tonight. Travis Guillory live with the latest. Travis.
Marcel, not much has been confirmed by police, but for the past 5 hours, units have been blocking off a good part of Highway 91 North and a couple of residential areas as well. Now, earlier I spoke with Chief of Police Kayla Henry, who said that it's a, quote, vulnerable situation, end quote, in which there's someone who is barricading himself in a home and police are trying to get him to come out of the home. And it's the same situation that we're seeing right now. It's unclear if he is armed or if anyone was injured. Now, it's taking some locals a little bit of difficulty to get to their homes tonight, as many of the roads are still blocked off. Now, I saw a deputy earlier bring a case of water to some of the other deputies and officers, so it's going to be a long night for these guys out here. Live in Gueydan, Travis Guillory, KATC TV3.
New tonight at 10, charges will not be filed against the Lafayette police officer who shot a man in the back while trying to make an arrest. That's the decision of a grand jury tonight. It happened in September on Soulier Street. Police were there to serve a warrant. Then officers say a group of men ran away. According to police, one of them, Tevin Lewis, pulled out a gun, so they opened fire, hitting him in the back. Lewis recovered from his injuries and was booked into jail a few days later. But witnesses came forward saying Lewis didn't point his gun at anyone and wasn't posing a threat. That's the allegation that sparked protest. Then Police Chief Jim Kraft was even called to answer questions before the Lafayette City Parish Council.
Parish by parish headlines now. Dozens of people are taking a stand against gun violence in Lafayette. It comes with the news this week that homicides in the hub city were up 122% in 2015 compared to the year before. Months later, some of those cases are still unsolved. Allison Bornvanek reports on tonight's call for change. It's a story you'll see only on 3.
More than 100 people coming together in faith, hoping and praying for less violence in Lafayette.
We're here to support the community and show our support for victims of crime because we know what it is.
Dana Albert and her sister lost their brother to gun violence in 2010. They came to Progressive Baptist Church to show support for anyone who's lost a loved one.
This event is a byproduct of over 20 shootings, killings in our city. The chief of police advised us that 5 of those crimes are still unsolved.
The 5 unsolved murders police are trying to get to the bottom of happened on the north side of Lafayette. The first one here at 521 Northeast Evangeline Thruway. And then another one here at 300 Bossier Street. And then a few minutes away, another unsolved murder here at 313 East Foch Street. At Clifford and East Simcoe Street, markings for where there's another unsolved murder. And the 5th unsolved murder here at 600 Surrey Street. Altogether 20 homicides in Lafayette for 2015.
I've done so many funerals in the last year of people who have lost a loved one to violent crime that we felt that it's time for the church to stand up.
And we praise your holy name, God.
We're trying to dig deeper into the real pain in the hearts of the families that are hurting today. And so that's why this program is so important.
In Lafayette, Allison Bornvanek, KATC TV3.
The man accused in a deputy-involved shooting late last year in St. Mary Parish is now out of the hospital and behind bars. Investigators say Derek Gueydan fired at 18 deputies in December, injuring 1 as they were responding to reports of a shooting in Baldwin. Gano Trahal was killed in the initial shooting. Gueydan suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the face and has been in the hospital since that time. A Mississippi man and an alleged drunk driver facing charges in Port Barre after leading police on a short chase. Police were trying to pull over Billy Westbrook, they say, for a traffic stop on Highway 190, but he kept going. The chase ended with a crash in Point Capee Parish.
To Calcasieu Parish now, drugs could be to blame for a case of mistaken identity involving children. School administrators say Shauna Reed tried to check a 3-year-old family member into school, claiming it was a 6-year-old child. But that 6-year-old child was already in school. Deputies were called because Reed was allegedly slurring her words. Reed later confessed to taking prescription drugs, and tonight she's charged with cruelty to a juvenile. No serious injuries after a school bus crashed this morning in Scott. 12 students were checked out just as a precaution. Police say another car ran a red light and hit the bus.
And Lafayette Parish school administrators are hoping the internet and email will be restored tomorrow. This after a virus infected the system. Technicians are still sweeping all computers to verify an up-to-date antivirus software. Well, congratulations tonight to about 90 French immersion students from Lafayette Parish. They're being given their diploma in French language studies. The students from 5th through 12th grade passed a French proficiency exam given internationally by the French government, with the General Council of France on hand to hand out diplomas.
Lafayette is very special, you know, French culture, French language. It's a legacy. It's part of the DNA, you know, here in the Acadiana, and so it's great, and it's a way to reconnect with the culture, with the grandparents, with generations, and so on. But secondly, you know, to speak French is a great asset in your life or professional life.
Here's Rob's 24-hour forecast.
Temperatures in the upper 50s, and we're only going to cool a few more degrees overnight tonight. We'll say 53 the low, but as we head toward tomorrow morning, we're probably going to see some fog developing and/or clouds developing as well. Visibilities in spots could be reduced, although the trends right now not looking like the fog is going to be too bad, and it looks like we'll see partly sunny skies for the rest of the day tomorrow. Temperatures in the mid-70s, and as we head into tomorrow evening, you can see the model hinting at sea fog developing tomorrow evening. That's going to be spreading eastward and moving inland overnight tomorrow night, so fog a main issue. Beautiful Friday, though. Temperatures topping out in the low to mid-70s and more warmth this weekend, but we'll see more clouds. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit.
All right, Rob, thanks. Checking state news now. Attorney General and New Iberia native Jeff Landry is making some changes to the AG's office, he says, to cut down on potential corruption. For lawyers in the AG's office involved in state litigation, as of today, they're no longer allowed to practice any outside law. They can only practice in connection with the AG's office. For DAs, Landry is terminating government contracts with any district attorneys who might have private practices as well.
The potential for conflicts of interest and the appearance of impropriety, whether actual or not, erode the public's trust in our judicial system.
At the state capitol, still no decisions over a tax credit for the working poor. Members of the House Ways and Means Committee debated competing bills about the state's earned income tax credit for the working poor. Republicans are proposing to end the credit, but some Democrats want to double that credit, arguing it would offset a potential sales tax increase requested by Governor Edwards. Also tonight, lawmakers unanimously vote to repeal a tax credit pushed by former Governor Bobby Jindal to protect his anti-tax record. The SAVE credit didn't raise any new money or cut anyone's taxes, but it gave Jindal the ability to claim an offset against other tax hikes used to balance this year's budget as he readied for his failed presidential campaign. The repeal next heads to the Senate.
Coming up tonight, a dramatic crash caught on video. A helicopter goes down into Pearl Harbor. 5 people were inside that chopper. We'll have the latest on their conditions at 10:20. But first, Rob's back with his full forecast. And as we head to break, the Crawdad Index. A look at crawfish prices in Lafayette Parish.